All right. Good evening, all of you fellow MVs. And Jamie, hey, you're just one of us, right? Like,
definitely an
old
MV.
Guns and Freedom. Hey, thank you, Mr. Michael Bell.
I got the mag pull on.
There you go. And, of course, I got my old. I mean, this baby's getting wore out. I might have to get a new one. So.
Yeah.
We got some new patches.
People went through those.
But things are... We do have our website that's being redesigned. Freedom Host is working on that. Her name is Heather. She does a great job. By the way, Jamie, she asked if I cared if she'd worked with our logo. I said, not at all. I said, don't mean we're going to use it.
No, go for it.
If she thinks she can tweak it and make it look even better, she says, well, I want to keep the guns and the patriotics. I was like, all right, sounds good. So she's on it, man. We hope to have that relaunch soon. It should be a little more user friendly. Like I've encouraged everybody now, don't go do the subscription on YouTube, because we still can't get it. So if you do it, they're just banking it till they keep moving the fucking goalposts. I shouldn't even cuss right out of the gate, but it just pisses me off with that. So what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to just give a monthly donation subscription right on right on the website, and it'll be reoccurring, which will even make it even easier and better. And then we're going to come up with a few things. If you do a certain level, we'll get you a decal. Maybe do another level, we'll get you a decal and a hat, and it'll just keep compounding. And we're going to come up with some cool stuff. Jamie and I have been talking about this for a long time. Let's utilize that website if we're going to have it. So let's make it good. She's going to redesign it, make it look cool, I guess. So, hey, she knows a heck of a lot more than I do.
Yeah.
All right. Good evening, everybody. 18 wheels and a dozen 6-shooters. You out trucking tonight, my friend, or are you home? Eric Newman, good evening. One Shot Cap, good evening. Patriots, Dan Brown over there on the western edge of North Dakota. Glad to have Dan with us all the time. And Waylon Turnus. Waylon, I dropped some tickets off for the Freedom Rod Delivery System. So get a hold of Jamie. Jamie's going to actually have the guns there briefly. I think after this weekend, Paul's going to have them up at an event. He's going to drop them off with Jamie. I'm going to come up there and get them. So if you want, it'll be a couple days. I probably won't get there till midweek next week, Jamie. So
okay. Tell him Sunday afternoon, because I'll be out at Axe's that morning.
Sounds
doing
good.
A gun test or two. Gonna do a handgun and
wait till you see these, Jamie. Though I'm telling you, the pictures we had, fantastic, but nothing like seeing these things in person. So
I believe it.
Out well.
I mean, pictures don't do me any justice either. So
probably none of it. 18 Wheels says on the road heading to that's the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So good luck up there. Michigan's had some. That's the good part of Michigan. Everyone tells me.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's up in the pro gun part.
Yeah, they're like all the other bluish, purplish states are controlled by the urban areas. But yeah, that's a beautiful area. I've never had the opportunity to go up there. I think I was on the other end. I was in Traverse City a couple times, but I've been in Michigan, different areas,
You weren't
different
there
stuff.
a while back.
Yeah, well, maybe it would have been. Maybe I could have stopped him earlier. But.
Yeah, yeah. So that dude, I noticed one thing about that. When he was holding his Glock, he had his thumb over the freaking slide. So if he would have actually popped a round off, he'd have jammed and it'd have been a single shot. And then he would. I seen that, and I was looking at it, going, I hate to criticize the guy, but man, I know you didn't learn that in the Marine Corps.
No way he did.
Yeah. Yeah. So speaking of guns, Clay, as I'm sending stuff out here, we had you're going, what's this going to tie into, JD? Sydney Sexy Sweeney had in her American Eagle ad and was getting a bunch of flack from the insane leftists, right? Trying to call her a Nazi, and she's just talking about the G. Is Sydney one of us? I was wondering that, right? Stuff started coming out, Clayton, and you even told me something pre-show here. But so Sydney's a registered Republican in Florida.
Which they flipped out over that.
Yeah, that's probably what they really got pissed about.
Yep.
And not only that, I had a video. You can find it on Terran Tactical. If you don't know what that is, Terran Butler, Terran, I can't remember how you say it. He's got teaches all these people how to shoot really fast around obstacles, ARs, pistols, shotguns. She was running the course like Clayton, like man, probably like none of us can do, and I see, and it was pretty awesome, really. Doing double taps on the gongs and around obstacles. Awesome. That was pretty awesome. So, and Clay actually had something else. In fact, I seen her pitch a baseball too, Clay. She can actually throw a baseball pretty good. And you told me something before the show, which was?
Yeah, that she was actually kind of a mechanic. She actually can put in engines and transmissions and work on vehicles. She comes from a whole family of mechanics.
Awesome.
And, before she was I didn't know that she was such a celebrity. I had no clue.
I didn't even know who she was, to be honest. I had to ask my daughters if she was a singer or an actress.
But I tell you what, knowing that even made her even better. I mean, come on. I mean, so yeah, Clay, if you're wondering, I just call her Sexy Sweeney. She's one of us now. She's one of us. And I will say this too, Clay, American Eagle, I never thought they would, but American Eagle is standing up behind her like a freaking brick wall. It is awesome. Yep. Oh, yeah, I've seen some of their responses, and they've been outstanding.
Basically saying, we didn't know she was that sexy either. We're going to just keep doing commercials with her then. So basically telling the woke leftists to piss off, or to use your saying, Clay, go pound sand.
Go pound sand. That's right. I'm glad to see it happening. I think we're finally seeing that pendulum finally swing. I really do.
Yeah.
So I hope so.
I mean, I think it is. I'm not one who's negative about the midterms right now. I'm kind of with Michael Bell on that. I mean, what are the Democrats offering you? Nothing. Everything's going good. Oh, but what about inflation, JD? Hey, it's down. It's not down where we're supposed to be yet, but don't worry. I guess I don't know where it's supposed to be, but it's not. He can't do everything in overnight. So
exactly,
I'm not going to rattle off all the achievements he did because they're far too many than I can list right off the top of my head, Clay.
I tell you what, all I have to do, you know me, I play and dabble in the markets, right?
Yep.
Anybody that does that, I bet you're as happy as I am. Not that I was doing that bad anyway, but I'm telling you right now,
you can't.
If you haven't made significant increases in your investments or in your investment accounts that pay dividends, you suck at it, or the person managing it sucks at it. Because I'm telling you right now, mine are doing great, and anybody that's even got an ounce of brain should be able to be doing well. Now, if you bought in when it started on the rise, you're not seeing the huge, but if people have been doing this for a while, you're good to go.
I made more money on mine this year, Clay, after it dropped than I ever have in any first quarter. Then so, all right, Clay, we got a lot of shit we're going to cover tonight. Go ahead.
This one shot. More Auto should hire. There we go.
Perfect.
I think that'd be a fantastic.
I might find more shit wrong with my pickup and more often than.
So, Ted, before we go too far though, we didn't do this.
Oh, that was good.
So I will start her off here. The Second Amendment, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Try and take Sydney's and see what happens.
I don't think that's going to go well. I don't.
I like this one, Clay. I got to show this here from Lynette. They can have their Dylan Mulvaney. We'll take Sydney Sweeney all day, every day.
Hell yes.
Absolutely.
Hell yes.
What do we get from Matt there, the NDGOP chairman there?
So I'm launching a Dutch tulips IPO later this week. Stay tuned. All right.
Hey, Matt, and Matt was on with Scott Hannon there today, and I seen it was on Beck and on the radio. And hell of a job, Matt. Matt is doing a great job there. Answered every question Scott had for him, and I think Matt's a kick-ass chairman, and he's going to do a great job for the party.
Yeah, and Matt, between you and me and Jamie, we're working on it. I don't know what to tell you, but the ball is not in your court; it's in the other side. So we'll keep you informed. We're still working on it.
Yeah, and we'll have to get Matt back on here in the near future again. That was a good show we had with him. So
yeah, it was. And Keith says Clay is the Nancy Pelosi in the stocks. Oh my goodness.
I don't even know if Clay's making as much as Nancy was.
No, because I do mine honestly, so I suppose I'm not doing as good. But yeah.
So Clay, we got to tell you what we got lined up tonight. We do got a big show going right out of the gate here when we're done.
Monty Trusty, that's somebody.
Hey, what's up, Monty? Yeah. My old buddy Monty Trusty went to Apple Creek School together.
Awesome.
And yeah, Monty is a kick-ass wrestler for the state of North Dakota. Now he's down in Colorado. Great guy. Monty and I used to actually rule the recess football games down at Apple Creek Country School. Yeah.
There you go.
We had our own stat sheets. We were always trying to outdo each other. Good guy. Monty, appreciate you tuning in, buddy. So, yeah, a big show.
And I bet we go 2 hours tonight, just so everyone knows.
Guaranteed we go. So if you get tired and sick of us, come back in another hour and a half.
We'll watch the numbers start going back. This is actually coming in. By the way, hey everybody, I have not forgotten you over there. Welcome from over at Rumble. We appreciate you over there. Like, subscribe, all the good stuff. Do the same thing on all our channels. Hit our website because I want Heather to see the traffic that is there. And she's gonna if you go
hit that like button, even if you're only gonna be here for 5
minutes. Hit that like button. If you're on the CommuTube, go ahead and like, subscribe, do all them good things because it busts those algorithms on all these social media.
Absolutely.
I can tell you that talking with her a little bit, and Jamie and I will talk about this as we may be able to actually put her in charge, and then she might actually be able to create us some of the Instagram and all them other ones that we're not on. So anyway. It's one of them things we've been talking about, and people keep telling me and Jamie, "How come you're not here?"
Be back on the freaking Tiki Talk maybe. So Monty said Steelers Cowboys. Yeah, we always did that. Monty, he's down in Colorado, man. I'm drinking you guys' my favorite brand right now. Only in the Pounder.
Some Rocky Mountain water there.
Even when I poured into the right out of the Rocky Mountains come in, it doesn't come out the other side. It goes in there.
I went full out tonight. So.
Awesome. All right, Clay. So here's what we're gonna hit.
Yes.
Here's what we're going to hit. 5 whitetail misconceptions. Clay's got Jim Acosta, big leftist, used an AI interview with a kid that was murdered at high school down there in Florida to push gun control. Then I've always wondered about this one, Clay. The NRA had a good article. Candelas or lumens.
I thought that was pretty good. It was short, but it was good.
Yeah, nice short one. We're going to use that for a mag dump when you hit that one. Clay's got the best antelope cartridges. I like that. And the Army's testing AI anti-drone systems on their M4s. That's kind of short one too, but pretty sweet. And our man Mark McCloskey, hippity hoppity, get off McCloskey's property. He got his AR-15 back from the St. Louis Police Department. And then we're going to have the President Trump's message on National Shooting Sports Month, which is August, if you didn't know that. President Trump's got a nice message on that. We'll get that. And a happy ending chronicle coming to you from the city of brotherly love. I hate their football team. But they do have some players I like, but it's coming from there. A good one, Clay. It's a good one, which we're going to enjoy telling you that one. Well, let's get started on this whitetail, Clay. 5 misconceptions about whitetails. I don't know. I think a couple of them surprised me here, but we'll start out with first one here, which this one kind of surprised me, Clay. When do you think whitetails and deer in general?
Well, I was always under the conception that a lot of times it took place mostly in November, but I can tell you that I didn't believe all of it took place in November because I could see the early stuff and the later stuff. So, but I was shocked when I was reading this. But it makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, we always get those blinders on, right? Hey, we live in the Dakotas or the Midwest. We know how it is. Well, there are other areas with different seasons.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah, I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah. So all breeding. This is the first misconception. Thanks, Dusty. Just got a text from Dusty. Appreciate that, buddy.
Oh,
Dusty Backer there from.
I dang near wore your shirt tonight, Dusty, but then I went with Cold Guns and Freedom. But hey, you know, and with the seasons coming up, by the way, Dusty, and that's kind of, I saw you guys' post today, you know, the new office of basically misinformation said CWD on there. So that wasn't exactly like that, but go check it out. I was on Facebook on their deal.
All right, Clay. So most hunters, like we're just saying, excuse me, certain regions of the South, they have a later rut than the East, Midwest, and West, which I guess I knew that.
Yeah, that didn't.
They share classic.
That didn't surprise me.
They share the classic November peak rut. Like I always thought November, right, when the rut was on, and then December I knew the breeding. But it might surprise you in the Midwest that does occasionally get bred as early as late September and the first few weeks of October, which, man, I didn't know that. I wouldn't have guessed that one at all. And in fact, this Brian Murphy, a certified wildlife biologist who long served as the CEO of Quality Deer Management, said is based on fetal measurements and studies he and his other biologists have done. Does are seasonally polyestrous, which means their estrus cycle begins in autumn across most regions and can repeat as many as 5 or 6 times until they breed and conceive. Which, man, I thought that was a one-time deal for does, actually, to be honest with you, Clay. And that was Joe Hamilton there, the QDMA's founder. And whitetails breed in the United States from mid-July, which is weird, down South Central Florida. Your boy down there where you guys went hog hunting.
Yeah, well, and
what's his name down there?
Hawk, Chris Hawk.
Yeah. So down mid-July down there through late February and early March in some portions of the Panhandle in Alabama. However, most whitetails breed in October and November with some activity occurring well into December, which, yeah, I've definitely seen that. Doe fawns become part of the breeding pool after November rut. Doe fawns breed in the Northeast and Midwest when they reach 70 pounds. I don't know, they jump on the scale and then the bucks get all lathered up. And
you're only 69,
boys.
Cannot touch you.
Yeah, 60. No, I think they'll make it. They'll do 69.
I knew you were going to play on that.
Yeah, you led me right into it, man. In the Southeast, some doe fawns breed in January or early February, even if they haven't reached breeding weight. There you go, Clay. See, down south, they'll get them when they're 69. In regions where breeding begins in October, November, some adult does are entering their 3rd or 4th estrus cycles by the time the doe fawns reach their breeding weight. So there you have it. That's based on scientific evidence from all.
Yeah, Eric chimed in here. Says a buck is looking for does as soon as their velvet comes off, and you know, and knowing how the antler growth takes place and the velvet and the way the hormones come about, so it's kind of like we're going to talk about that in that antelope article too. I can probably see that as soon as that velvet comes off, there's probably a big change in a buck's hormones, and well, you know what it's like when a buck is you know, feeling frisky.
Wow. It's like Scotty Bachmeyer always says. It's like a guy leaving a bar at 1 a.m. looking for a woman.
It is. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, it is just like that, exactly. All right, Clay. So misconception 2: bucks grow larger antlers every year. See, I thought this was one too. I thought this.
Well,
was one too.
Go ahead. I'll tell you. I didn't. I knew that, I guess, but it had nothing to do with the article.
Eric says, "Hold it together. Hold it." Yeah. Woo, getting frisky. So it's often said that a buck will be larger next year, even if he's 4.5 years old or younger. That statement is likely true. However, I kind of believe this part too. I did think this. It's unlikely that a buck will continue to grow larger antlers if he lives beyond 6.5 years old. I didn't actually have a year count on that, Clay, but I knew at some point they started regressing. Right. Most whitetail experts agree that a whitetail buck hit their peak antler growth at 5.5 to 6.5. I don't know, muleys are probably the same, right?
I would say they are. And I can tell you that, I've got those, I always keep talking about these 3x2s that we have, and we're getting rid of some of them. I've already seen some that I'm pretty sure that one of them is out here in Velvet just to the north of the house now. And they're getting older, right? But they aren't getting bigger. They're getting a little more, this year with all the grass and nutrients and everything. they look like they're even more bulky than they were the year before, which would make sense, and it would coincide with what this article's saying too.
Might have to make a crossbow trip down there and
Sounds
help
good
you
to
out.
me, man.
All right, Clay. So it says, and Wayne Muth has said this a number of times, I think. Let's not ignore other factors that affect antler growth. An injury to one side of the body can stunt the growth of the rack's opposite antler or cause some abnormal characteristics, right? Like I think Wayne said, like if the back left antler gets or hoof would get hurt,
Right.
the right antler or something, it'll
Yep.
do something, which
It
is weird, right?
It's opposite. Yeah.
Moisture and nutrition are also big contributors to antler growth. And this guy says, I alluded to in the previous paragraph, racks often peak and stay the same or begin to regress when a buck is older than 6.5. All of the monster bucks. Okay, this one I kind of liked here. Of all the monsters, this is from realtree.com, by the way. All the monster bucks that come across our social media feeds would lead us to believe that a buck just needs another year or two to score more than 170, right?
Just one more year.
One more year.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all said it. I think, that was one, I'm guilty of that too, big time. But the fact is that a relatively small pool of bucks has what it takes to hit the 170 inches. I don't know if I believe that.
Well,
really.
I guess I do, as far as maybe whitetails especially, because, when I had decent whitetails here, well, a lot of that had to do with what we had going on here. And, I was managing for nutrition and everything else. And, of course, EHD come through and wiped them out. Eric was out here. He's just seen what we had coming up, and they died. And, last year I showed you that one that died.
Yeah, we had some nice ones too. And
hey, Paul, good to have Paul back on. Paul was on last week, so great to have you back, Paul.
Yep. Yeah. Awesome. Thanks for coming back on.
Yeah, as far as do they get bigger every year? I can tell you, looking around here, it looks like they get to a certain point, and they're just going to be as big as it's genetics. I mean, it's just like when we breed bulls.
Yeah, just like a person has good
some
genetics.
Some people are ugly, some are not. Yeah, some got big frames, and they grow up. Yeah,
some are Leons and some of them are other guys.
There you go.
So he says he shot more than a handful of 5.5-year-old bucks, and the three largest ones measured just larger than 150.
Austin says it's been forever, gentlemen.
Hey, Austin, what's up, buddy? New dad, I do believe, too, there, Austin is. Yeah. So congratulations on that, buddy.
Daddy. So he already had
Yep. Maybe your hunting days are over for a while,
my boy. He went through rut 9 months ago.
You're home with mama and baby now.
He went through rut 9 months ago. Congratulations.
Yeah, he did. So, Clay, third one here. Oh, got a comment up there.
If we could control the East River hunters out west, we could have bigger bucks, and 3x3 muleys can't make it bigger. And that's what they're talking about, that 5.5 years. I'd have to look. I imagine it's pretty close for mule deer in that range. But you're right. Well, there's a whole. We'll talk after you get through this, but there's a lot of factors, especially in North Dakota, the way they hand their tags out as to why them bucks don't mature.
So I talked to a gal today. I knew she was a hunter, but they have apparently their family owns a farm on. I thought she was West River. She said, "Oh no, we're East River." And she was just trying to say that you guys got all the dink whitetails, and they got the big ones over there because it's all farmland and they're living off the corn. So I said, "Oh, maybe I never hunted South Dakota, but
I can tell
anyway,
there's been
Clay,
some big whitetails and mule deer in western South Dakota, especially down here in Carson and Perkins County. So, I don't know if that holds true.
So this guy, number 3 here, Clay, does always have 2 fawns. I thought most of the time, I don't know about whitetails, but muleys, I thought.
Well,
right?
It's again, here's what I have seen this year. I have seen more fawns as a whole. We have had a ton of rain. There's a ton of forage out there. I can definitely verify that just with, being out there haying. But I have seen more triplets this year than I've ever seen. Yes. Now,
really?
Last year.
On muleys or whitetails?
Both. In fact, I've seen more whitetails move in this year with does with young ones. Just about all of them they got twins. I haven't seen a single, just with a single one yet. But I've seen just every single one at least has twins, or I've seen a higher number of triplets. Now, it hasn't been like astronomical, half and half, something like that. But I mean, I've seen probably 6 sets of triplets, and I've never seen 6 sets of triplets in 1 year.
Wow. That's
between
unreal.
mule deer and whitetails this year. That's phenomenal. Which tells me that Mother Nature's taking care of itself. I mean, they basically the conditions are right.
So which, yeah, you're gonna find out here in this next one, Clay, that you're right here. So this Lindsey Thomas Jr., the National Deer Association, says he's speaking of whitetails here. All does are limited to 3 fawns, although triplets are rare. And I'm like, not at Clay's place here this year.
I mean, I bet you before that, I've seen 1 set in 5 years, maybe. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. I mean, I've never seen that at our place. He says does have even been documented as having 4 or even 5 fawns, which I've never even. Hell, I ain't never.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Yeah, he says commonly though it's 1 or 2. He goes on here. Whitetail pregnancy rates and the number of fawns per pregnancy are strongly related to doe age and the herd health. Single births are more common among younger does in their first ever pregnancy. Most healthy adult whitetail does give birth to twins. In lower quality habitat or areas where deer density is too high, twins are about as good as it gets. In higher quality habitat where deer numbers are in balance with available nutrition, as many as 15% of adult does may bear triplets. Wow. Yes, fewer does in quality habitat actually recruit more fawns than overpopulated does in poor habitat.
That would make sense.
Right, so more deer doesn't necessarily equal more fawns, right?
That's what he's saying there. That's why, you might see in a poor year with fewer deer, Mother Nature kicks in, God takes over, right? Okay, we need to repopulate. Now we're going to give you triplets. This year, like I said, though, I can tell that it must be because of the good year we've had. We had an easy winter last year. And like I said, I have seen more triplets than I've ever seen. I'm glad to see it. We'll see how that plays out this year. But
yeah, well, in the next couple of years, you could be.
I was really happy to see the whitetails back. And they're over on the them 2 quarters. My favorite 2 quarters. That's where the whitetails are. And that's where I've seen the most does in general, whitetail and mule deer, with no less than 2. And like I said, I've seen some triplets. So I'm really optimistic if we have an easy winter again, let's have a normal one. We're going to be in good shape around here. And I left a lot more cover on the ground this year for them. I was like, you know what? I don't need to cut that. I don't need that for hay this year. So they've got plenty. Yeah. They got plenty of cover this year. That's for sure.
Austin says, Eric says number of fawns goes by the nutrition.
I think so too.
Austin says, speaking of rain, eastern North Dakota, holy crap, 5 hours. We got.
I heard about that.
I saw that. Yeah. Ditches are full. Fawns are going to be learning to swim early this year. So. In a nutshell, he says, boils down to good habitat, good nutrition. Pretty much. And Corey says we could get bigger bucks if we could keep the idiots out of here. And Corey, where's he at down there?
Yeah, he's south of Lemon down there and surrounded by public access land, illegally owned by the government. You know how I love that. Anyway, there's tons of that out there, and it gets hunted so hard, and they don't care. They see something, they shoot. They're weekend warriors. They come out here. They got maybe 3 days, maybe took an extra vacation day. Gets towards the end of their trip, and boom, they're taking that first thing. And
we're gonna talk about a little bit of eating and a little bit. We got 2 short segments left, Clay. I tell you, 8:30. Why don't we hit our first ad and come back? We'll finish this up, and then we'll get into your boy Jim.
McCloskey. Because I want to talk a little bit more on your stuff and why I think that.
Yeah. I got 2 left here. We'll hit when we come back, and
we'll be right back with Lauer Auto.
Located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. no mistake. Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308. 701-258-6308. Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
And we are back. I do love that little coming back.
That was a jammer, man. That's a banger
that's
there,
our boy.
with a 45
that's our
round
boy Deke on there, always doing the background audio on that. And I actually got asked this the other day, what happened to Mike? I said, Mike's still with us. Mike is just right now. I don't know if he's going to come back on as a co-host, maybe a sub once in a while, but he enjoys doing the other stuff. So, hey, let's let him do it, right? He enjoys doing it. He's still part of the team.
So. You see it on the screen. Clay and I got our fancy new co-host names on there.
Yeah. I just noticed that. Is that something new? Yeah.
It is. I saw that right away. I was like, what's this crap? Now am I going to have on here? But I didn't. Yeah. So when I said crap, Clay, you wouldn't believe how many people in the comments on that elk video I put on there, which is damn near 300,000 views. What do you mean crap? And people like ripping into me. I'm like, it was just a freaking word,
more like,
man. Would you relax and not say
rather than
yeah, man. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, what in that? What? Where are you from?
I don't
know. Thanks for watching, but all right. Let's finish it off here, Clay. Misconception number 4 here. Older deer don't taste as good as younger deer. Yeah. And you got he said he constantly hears statements. It'll be in a young deer. It'll be nice, tender one. He's only forky, but it'll taste good. I've heard these a bunch of times and said it too. But this guy says taste. He's close, and he says the 5.5-year-old buck he shot almost just as tender as a young one. So, and I can tell you, Clay, the biggest mule deer buck I ever shot made some of the best, biggest and oldest for sure, best deer sausage I ever had. So, the best I ever had was my bull buck kill I got, my whitetail, but the big old muley was, just a hair behind him.
I can't say that I've had. It's all in prep. I liked what the guy said in the article. Don't gut it. Throw it in the back of your pickup and drive around for 3 days while you're getting for another one. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Take care of it. Do it right away. If you're antelope hunting, we always carried ice with us. I still do today. Even though I'm right here on our own land, it's time is there. Get that hide off it. Let it start cooling down and get some ice on it. That's the easiest way to do it. Or if you can, sometimes I'll come home and I'll hang it. I'm talking antelope, deer. I don't usually have that problem, although we've had a couple deer seasons that were warm. But take the hose to it and just let water run over it, cold water. It's all in the prep. I can't say that I've ever had anything that was gamey per se. I can tell you that I've had some bigger bucks that maybe were tougher, but as a whole, it's all in the prep and how you cook it. Don't take any of it and just cut out a steak and throw it on the grill. I know Eric's going to disagree with me, but I don't care for it that way because there's a lot of things you can do with it.
I don't either. Not a deer. I don't like grilled.
I like to be able to either marinate it or add some things to it or smoke it. And now he made some great stuff when we were down there, and he smoked that and put it. That was really good. So Eric knows how to cook it. Don't get me wrong, but I'm telling you, it's how you prep it and how you take care of it, and then how you cook it. It's all in that.
So he says avoid touching the tarsal
absolutely
gland.
Don't put that in there.
That's on the inside of the back legs there.
Generally,
right,
I cut it off.
Yeah. You just avoid touching that stinky bastard when you're loading it.
Yeah, don't touch it when you're loading it. Yeah.
You'll ruin a pair of gloves for good if you just. I've ruined some good hunting gloves grabbing mule deer. Oh, brutal.
And I got to say too, I'm not. When I was looking for, say, a nice big doe, say I had a doe tag, generally would go down south here. That's when I had South Dakota tags all the time, or north here, depending on what state I was hunting. And I'd go on the cut cornfields. And yes, those deer had a little better flavor. Now remember, wild game is never going to marble like beef. That's what I get a kick out of. Wild game don't marble, okay?
Yeah, don't think you're eating a freaking piece of
No,
beef
you don't
there.
want to eat marbled. If you're getting that kind of marbled wild game, you don't want to eat it because it don't taste good.
Hey, if you want to eat beef, Clay, just go buy a
Right.
beef and don't go hunting.
Exactly. So,
Right?
but I can tell you that whatever they're eating changes the flavor. I can tell you the mule deer that I've
Oh,
shot
yeah.
around here versus the ones when I'd go out to Colorado and Wyoming hunting back in the day. Those tasted, you could tell they were around sage or something like it, and it came out.
Eat a whitetail I shot in the Badlands. They taste like sage too.
When I used to go down to the Black Hills and hunt deer, they would actually have kind of a piney taste to them. You know, it's where they're from. I see.
I like the smell of pine, not the taste. Yeah, I just saw that Kitty's coming again. Black Hills mule deer tastes like crap. I think it's the pine needles they eat. The Eastern North Dakota whitetails taste like beef.
Yeah, I mean
almost.
it's what they eat on. There's no doubt about it.
I know I said it before. I'll say it real quick. The antelope that we shot out at our place compared to even down south on Standing Rock when I shot, or the res tag, or the one I shot at Scotty's, the ones at our place that live in the alfalfa fields constantly, way freaking better tasting. Way 100%. I mean, that's just
And
a
they
fact of
love
life.
alfalfa fields.
Many. My dad shot many deer in Wyoming, and he said, "You eat them down there, they're definitely sage."
They do. They have that sagey taste to them. But you know what? There's ways to cook with that.
He's a coyote. He ate it anyway. So
yeah, I mean, there's ways to make it taste good. It really. Hey, Josh, good to see you. Josh has been kind of busy here. I see. I seen they must have been on a little vacation. Yeah.
Derby season, baby. So let's finish this off, Clay. Whitetails or whitetails, and what he's saying by this is, you see one whitetail, you see them all, right?
No.
Not exactly, because various subspecies exist across the landscape. So the only thing I knew different about this, Clay, is that I think they said like in Texas, down south, the heart is it farther back or farther forward?
Yeah, they
in the
were
chest?
talking about that. I was like, that's pretty cool. That's something I didn't know.
Yeah, there's.
Well, I was just 16 subspecies and maybe more. I was like, wow, you know.
And I'm not going to read them all, but I will tell you what the species is named in our area, which is West and Central Canada, Wyoming, Montana, Colorado, which our buddy Monty Trusty was watching from, North Dakota, South Dakota, and parts of western Minnesota. It's called Dakotensis.
I wasn't even gonna try to pronounce any of those.
So 16 subspecies. I didn't know. You can tell by looking at them though, but I mean the Texas deer, right? They do got a stranger look. I mean, just because they're smaller bodied to me, and they got huge antlers, and the Canadian deer. I mean, you get up into Alberta and shit when you watch them, just massive bodied hogs.
Well,
I mean, I would love to.
You know, when we've been down in that Florida area, and we go down there, quite often for most, we don't live down there like some of the people that retire down there, but we go down there about every 3 years and go hog hunting and have fun. But the deer down there are way smaller. They're everywhere, but they're way smaller. They do have a little different coloration. I've seen that between even just Minnesota to Wyoming, the difference in the coloration.
You ever just when you're hunting, Clay, and you see a buck and he's kind of average, he's got like this massive body, and you're like, I just want to shoot him because he's freaking huge.
Yeah, and then you get down there and go, man, look at them big antlers. It's on such a small body that you want to talk about ground shrinkage. You might get a little disappointed. Hey, Vance, now there's one of our guys that subs once in a while. He hasn't been on for a long time. Hey, Vance, good to have you on.
Yeah. I'm going to catch up on some of these comments, Clay, and then let's get to. So Lynette says, like, wild hog is gross. It has little round fat balls in the sausage they made us puke. Yeah. I mean, I ate Scotty's wild hog.
Somebody screwed it up. We've done a lot of wild hog.
Tell Dougie to lay off the fireball when he's making you hog sausage.
I was going to say, I imagine that was from the... I imagine that was from the stuff that he brought home with him from the hog hunt. Someone screwed up your sausage, because I've done a lot of wild hog.
I thought Scott's, he had that at the NRA meeting there. We had friends of NRA, and man, he had that when he got down. I thought that was, I couldn't tell the difference. He said there's normal farm raised hog and wild, and I don't
remember last trip. It seemed like we cut some up and we, did some deep frying with it and whatnot, but we've done that several times down there. And now them great big boars, they aren't worth cutting up. I'm telling you, they just aren't. Those are gator bait as far as the owner's concerned. But the young ones are fantastic. They're really good.
I'd like to shoot
Yeah,
one of them big
Vance
ones.
said it.
All right, Matt
Wild
Simon
hog is
says
great
I grew
when
up
cooked
in
right with some gator on the side and frog legs is what he means, not grog leg. And swamp cabbage. You're right. We've had it all down there, haven't we? In fact, I love frog legs, man. It's great.
I think I had them once at the place in town here, but
They
yeah, not
literally
like
taste
right out.
like
Somebody who
chicken.
actually knows.
They have the same texture.
I'd like them then. I'm a fan. So Matt Simon says he grew up in the high desert in northwest Colorado. Muleys that only eat sage. Gamey as all get out. Much better here.
I would not disagree with that. I've been down in Colorado hunting, and I think I've hunted mule deer in, I don't know, 4 or 5 different states, which isn't a lot compared to some people, but it is for this guy because I don't really do that. So, yeah.
Eric says he gets excited about all deer. I mean, I do looking at him about killing them. Josh says he needs a vacation after we get the boys' derby car built. Spend a day welding up a bumper for the front. Yeah, you guys are all about derby, man. Derby's that's just like race car drivers, man. They're always working
Josh,
on
did
the
they
car.
have the one in Mott? Did Mott do a derby this year? I know up there at the Hettinger County Fair, a lot of times Mott would have a derby, and I've taken it in, but I didn't know if they did. Maybe you went to that one. I don't know.
One Shot Cap says I've taken 2 bobtail whitetail bucks.
I don't know. You'll have to explain that one. I don't know what he's talking on that one.
Dougie says he didn't make any sausage out of his first trip to Florida. We had him made. All right. So shit, you probably did get gator meat sausage.
You got something wrong there, yeah.
Yeah. Possum sausage.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you because, well, you know what? Maybe that's our goal on our next one. We're talking about going next year, and we'll try to get you some good gator or some. I'll get you some of that too, but we'll get you some good wild hog, Lynette.
Luke Sabat says wild hog liver sausage tastes much cleaner compared to the domestic hog. I mean,
could. I don't know. I don't eat liver out of nothing. I'm not eating filters, man.
I'm not a liver man. Eric Newman in the comments. Luke, he'll eat liver with you all day.
Will. He's a liver connoisseur.
I just had a story I allowed comment there. 18 wheels and dozen 6-shooters. I, for one, like small body with a big rack. he likes the he likes our gala.
There you go. Yeah, I bet he does. He says they have no tail. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right, Clayton. Let's move on. Jim Acosta.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Was he on CNN or ABC? What news thing is he from there?
Commie News Network, CNN.
Scumbag
leftist pieces of crap. He's been unemployed now. Oh, man. I couldn't believe this when I heard this, honestly. So Jim Acosta, he likes to call himself a journalist. I wouldn't call him. He's a leftist ideologist that spews crap.
100%.
Well, you remember that little Parkland shooting thing we had in 2018, which was bad. 17 of them, or 17-year-old victim. He lost his life, and I think there was 16 others or something. It was not a good thing, okay? None of those shootings are a good thing. But they decided, and his parents, here's what's worse. This kid's parents, his name was Oliver, Joaquin Oliver. They made an AI-generated version of their son. They're the ones that initiated this. Well, they decided to team up with this commie and have a virtual, essentially AI interview with a dead man. That ought to work good, right? It was AI generated.
Oh, I mean,
he would have been 25 years old this year, and they did this interview, and Acosta was like, "Oh, this is awesome." Basically said, "I love this because it was just like I was talking to the real guy." Well, an AI generated program is an algorithm. And it's only going to give you the answers based on the input that's been entered. Okay? If your whole goal is to say, yes, if I was alive today, and that's what they said, they even asked the question of the computer. It's not the person. If you watch this thing, they treat the AI generated version as a real person. It's just kind of ridiculous. Mm-hmm. They asked these questions about what you would do. And he goes, I appreciate your curiosity, because he literally asked him about it, what he thinks should have been done. And the AI voice, he said, what happened to you? The AI voice continued, I was taken from this world too soon due to gun violence. Yeah, I'm sure that anyway, while at school, it's important to talk about these issues so we can create a safer future for everyone. Then Acosta asked him, what is the solution to gun violence? typical leftists set the terminology, set the ideology, and set the thought process, and then ask a question to back it up. Well, imagine this. The avatar says, I believe in a mix of stronger gun control laws, mental health support, and community engagement. Gee, that sounds just like every leftist that wants gun control, right? This was so stupid. It was fabricated, of course. It was meant to have a predetermined outcome, but to play on the life of a 17-year-old boy who was killed and then say, okay, he'll be 25 years old this year, and this would have been his thought pattern. Essentially, what a disgrace to his memory. I don't know about you, but I was a completely different person from 17 to 25. There's no way on earth anybody could eat.
Just from 25
Yeah,
to 35,
hell, I'm way different now than I was in my 40s. I mean, you are not, you change you because of life experiences, and this was just deceptive. You want to talk about misinformation? The left loves that term, right? Spreading misinformation. This,
I mean, they might have invented it, actually.
Not only that, they took it to the nth degree. This was horrible. To call yourself a journalist is about as unethical as it gets if you're putting out this kind of propaganda and misinformation, to use their term. I just thought it was disgraceful to the memory of this child and his parents. I'm sure they miss him greatly. Maybe that's how they decided to create this avatar. Maybe they missed him and wanted to hear him because there's things out there where the father of this kid said, it was great to hear his voice again. Well, it wasn't his voice. It was a voice you created.
Well, hear him on your own computer and don't make him come out and advocate for taking away
exactly, and that's
rights
that's what I love about Langley there.
Well, Dougie says he blames the father just as much as Acosta.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not relieving him of any blame. To take your son and Acosta to take this, present it to the world as factual information, essentially, in reality, is just an atrocity. They're trying to play on the death of a kid for their own political gain, for their own political propaganda machine. Acosta's doing it to try and gain relevance again because he is irrelevant now. He's got a little podcast that nobody watches, just like
he really is from what he was.
So, I mean, to do this and try to build a career off of the blood of a young man who lost his life unnecessarily, you know what? You can go pound sand, Jim Acosta, plain and simple. And as far as the father's concerned, he can do what he wants, but I think it's disgraceful that you'd use your son in that way. But remember, Rush always said liberalism's a religion. And it is. That's their religion, and it does not matter. That's what they're going to do. So I think this is horrible. I think it's going to be I think this could be a precedent we don't want to see as well. I mean, why not bring back George Washington? Let's go ahead and get our founding father and see what he'd say today.
Yeah, well, we should maybe do that with our own AI with old GW. I just hope not all the parents, parkland parents, are like that. Who had their children taken from. Ryan Petty, who's on goes on with Mark Walters on Armed American Radio. Guy who still has an FFL, and he's a massive Second Amendment advocate. Freedom lover, and goes on or doesn't, he rightly blames, I can't remember the scumbag's name who did it. But he blames that guy, not the gun. It wasn't the gun's fault. And then the police who never, the sheriff's department who would sit outside and then listen to the gunfire without going in there and taking care of frickin' business.
Well, and you got to remember,
or for that matter, Clayton, an unarmed school with no security guards there, armed security
guards. And it is not the first time we've had parents that, or even survivors. We've had real life survivors that were kids that survived shooting at schools and come out in strong support and as huge advocates for the Second Amendment and arming people in the school. But they never talk to them people. No, we're going to go create one, a fictional one that you could have no clue how that person would respond today, and then pass it off as a legitimate thing in a legitimate interview. That's it. Just, I'm trying to wrap my mind around it, but this is where we're headed. I mean, seriously, this is where we're headed. Eric, I just saw it. AI is for breeding cows, not pushing the BS they have it as now. That's right. Hey, we knew AI is something different, didn't we?
Well, Clay, remember the Terminator movies? They could just copy a voice and then call somebody on the phone. I mean, that's, like I said,
Speaking
Terminator,
of that,
we're not going to have to worry about each other for much longer. We're going to have to worry about Terminators freaking taking us out.
Do you know that they did that in with the 2024 election, they took this kid and they AI generated his voice to call, basically through a phone bank, called senators and reps to push gun control. So, I mean,
that should be illegal. Really.
I mean, really. I mean, if I was a senator and got one of these robocalls and, hey, this is Joaquin Oliver and I want to urge you because I lost my life. Like, really? You're dead? That would be horrible to me.
They'll do it.
They won't care. They don't have any soul.
Boom Country Hydrographics out there. He's on the western edge. Evening, y'all. Evening, Boom. Thanks for joining us. What's wrong with Wolfie? Yeah, Terminator 2. Wolfie's fine, honey. He's got the thing stuck through the guy's head in the wall there. His arm extended. He took over the mother's face.
This AI stuff and drone stuff.
That shit's going to be real. Oh, look at the drones flying around. That's how, remember the Terminator? They had the drones fly. I mean, that's that creepy shit.
Kind of funny when you watch movies. Go back about 30 years and just start watching movies randomly, the sci-fi ones, and see how much of that stuff exists nowadays. It's almost scary. It's like they were trying to tell us something, because it isn't just, we created this. It's almost exactly what you see today.
Yeah. Oh, it is. That's so I said in about 10 years.
Hey, Lynette, absolutely. Democrats have no soul. I don't disagree. Like Rush always called it a religion or mental illness. He used to catch a lot of hell for it. I miss Rush. I miss listening to him because he called them out all the time and called them what they were.
Oh yeah.
And this AI stuff. And you're going to have an article about it right now. What they're doing right there. And I remember when this was first being talked about with the military, it's scary stuff. I know what it's meant to do. It's meant to save our troops and make their job easier. As you all know, though, it never stays as it was intended. And
if you're a Star Wars fan, Clay, the Clone Wars, man, they didn't even have people fighting them. They're freaking clones. They cloned them and they cloned the robots fought the damn wars of people. They just like generaled them around.
Clone Wars, and we got that now. We have drone wars, but it's in flight
in
right
Ukraine.
Now.
I mean, they're the drone wars. Yeah, the clones.
We're just flying them right now. Yeah, absolutely. So, all
right. Let's do our big ad play.
Lynette says, Clay, you and I are in sync tonight. We have the same thoughts. Yeah, I noticed that too, Lynette. All right. We will take our big time out. Thank all four of our sponsors, including our number one headliner, Lauer Auto Repair. We can't do it without great sponsors and long-time ones like Lauer Auto. So stay with us here.
Right on.
We will be right back after it's about 4 or 5 minutes, and we'll roll right into the second half of this.
Don't forget, hit that like button
if you really want to. Right there. Go over there. Donation. There you go. All right.
And share it.
LAUER Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at LAUER Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with LAUER, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. LAUER Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at LAUER Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's LAUER Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Experience the exhilaration of power in your hands at Bloodline Kinetics. Why Cerakote? Simply, it aids in firearm preservation while also giving your piece a unique look. Barrel threading, NFA laser engraving, bolt handle threading, mount, level, and bore, sight scope chamber, rebarreling, and much more. Bloodline Kinetics is meant to reflect a long American lineage in gun ownership, who stand for the Second Amendment rights, Bloodline, and the science behind gun accuracy. Kinetics. To some, it's just a concept constitutional right that can go away. To us, it's in our American bloodline, and we believe it should stay that way. Here at Bloodline Kinetics, we understand that hunters, sportsmen, women, and gun owners should have a quality firearm. Stop and see us at 2008 Morrison Avenue 2 in Bismarck, North Dakota, 58504, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 701-390-7997. Visit our website, bloodlinekinetics.com.
Looking for the best gun gear for every and any situation? Little Angry Man Arms LLC has you covered. Top-notch guns from top-name brands like Winchester, Glock, Sig Sauer, and Ruger to essential extras from Magpul's, Streamlight, Hollow, Sun Optics, and more. Little Angry Man Arms LLC have everything to make your shooting adventures a success. Visit littleangrymanarms.com today and gear up for your next big hunt, competition, or home defense. Don't miss out on our exclusive deals. Little Angry Man Arms LLC, based in Trail City, South Dakota, your ultimate hunting partner.
At Horton LaserCraft, we believe in the power of personalization. Whether it's a cherished memory, a special occasion, or a unique gift, our custom laser engraving brings your vision to life. Our expert craftsmen and state-of-the-art technology ensure every piece is a work of art. From personalized decor to one-of-a-kind keepsakes, Horton LaserCraft makes every moment unforgettable. Horton LaserCraft is owned and operated by a local veteran and his wife located near Thunderhawk, South Dakota. They provide custom laser products at a reasonable price, and their turnaround time is fast and efficient.
Custom board cutting, glassware, decanter sets, mugs, assorted stainless steel jewelry, assorted tags, decor, custom acrylic nightlights, and much, much more.
Call them up at 605-545-7535. Horton LaserCraft, where memories are engraved.
And we're back. I got to put this up here because Eric sent me this. He's ready for the show. So he's got his horn there and
Awesome.
his Chris Ledoux or just Ledoux whiskey.
So how do you drink out of that thing? Out of the horn?
No,
on
off
the
the
bottom?
top there. It slips in. That's the holder, and then he pours it in there. Yeah,
that's a
kind of
holder.
cool, isn't it?
That's freaking
Yeah,
sweet.
that's his go-to. So hey, all right, man. That's the way to prep, ain't it?
I
Show
like
prep.
That's pretty sweet. That's pretty
Oh,
sweet.
he's right here. It says,
Yeah.
watch the show The Simpsons. There's so much crap that was shown 20 years ago, and it's playing out. And it is. I've seen whole documentaries, and
Yeah, that and the Family Guy, apparently. I've never
it's
watched
like,
the Family
oh,
Guy. But
man, what did they know? Or yeah, it's kind of, yeah, I don't know how else you explain it. Someone had to know something. So
yeah.
all right.
Yeah. And by the way, if you get a chance, please support all our sponsors. Keeps Clay and I doing this and paying the bills.
Absolutely, and it's not getting any cheaper, is it?
No, unfortunately.
Hey, do you still got some of these on up there?
Like
Okay.
3 of them, man.
I'll have
I
to
need
bring you
some more.
when I go. Okay, see.
You got to get your hand behind
I
it to make it
suppose.
focus.
Is that better? There they are.
There
Yeah.
you go. Perfect. There you go.
Those are pretty cool.
keychain.
So yeah,
it's
well,
nice.
I'll bring you some more up
Yeah.
there. So I gotta find them. They're in a bucket
Yeah.
still down here somewhere. We made like 1,000 of them. So
Yep. And again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and if you're feeling real generous, go ahead and share it. And if you're feeling doubly generous, go ahead and hit that scan that up there, our
Yep.
code, and donate a few bucks to the boys. Trust me, it goes to a good cause, and it helps us out big time. If you enjoy the
one
show,
thing we are looking at
free to help
doing
us
though,
out.
and I think we're gonna do it. We're gonna have a raffle coming up here. We're gonna try to do this before hunting season, aren't we?
yes,
And,
we need to, because this will be very pertinent to
Won't
deer
tell
season.
them what it is yet. Okay. Hey, thanks, Michael. I love mine. We all love them.
Michael Bell, let's put that up there. Yeah, there you go.
Michael Bell there, Dakota Mornings.
Cool shirt.
Cool
Clay.
shirt. Yep.
We were talking about him earlier, Michael. It's a very popular shirt among my side of the family.
My son wears his all the time, and I grabbed another one while I was up there Monday, Michael, because he gets it dirty real fast, but that's okay. He wears it everywhere, and he loves it. Chris, as Jamie calls him, he calls them biceps, and the kid is pretty freaking built.
Yeah. Got a set of biceps. Looks like he sewed a
Yeah, no
softball
kidding.
under
So
his
he
arm.
wears that. He wears a small, and on purpose because he wants it tight, and
Oh yeah,
good for
Oh,
him.
yeah.
I have no doubt that's one of the shirts he'll have on when we go up to the Grant County Fair next weekend. So,
Love it. Love it.
you're right, Lynette. You're my favorite hostess, the hostess with the mostest.
Absolutely.
She does
Absolutely.
a fantastic job and takes care of all of us when we're up there having a good time shooting. So, yeah.
And we are going to be doing some more.
I'm pretty much done
starting.
hand, Jamie. So we got to start planning one. I think, soon.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. We'll start working on one soon here. I think we might end up doing the prairie dog one or the antelope.
Or maybe
one
come
first.
down for September.
You got to get the antelope gong, man.
Yeah, and I'm hoping to go over there possibly this weekend and pick that up from Whalen. I have basically a full life-size antelope gong, and I want to bring that up to Axes because I think we'll get way more use up there. So.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun. All right, Clay. So let's continue on here with the AI.
Yeah.
Short little story here out of Shooting News Weekly. Speaking of
formerly
drones and
nicotine
AI
stained
and all this-
hands, no.
yeah, formerly Copenhagen,
Yes.
Kodiak stick figures. The system's called the Smash 2000L. They never said what Smash.
I know. I was
stands
looking
for.
for that too, and I could
Developed-
not find it.
Yeah, developed by Smartshooter Limited, which is a defense technology company based in Yagur, Israel. Oh God, there's a lot of people get butthurt because we're friends with Israel. I don't. The firm specializes in fire control systems designed to improve small arms accuracy and lethality in complex battlefield environments. The Smash 2000 represents a lightweight, compact iteration of the company's proven Smash technology. And I've seen this on the gun. It almost looks to me, Clay, like a night vision
Yeah, I'm
thing.
looking at it right now.
Really.
It does. It looks.
And I'm not sure how they get this thing into the trigger, but you'll see what I'm talking about here. Hear what I'm talking about shortly. Specifically engineered for integration with standard assault rifles, which this is an M4A1. It's your assault rifle. That's what they call them, apparently. It allows operators to effectively engage not only ground targets, but also small unmanned aerial systems, drones and then Terminator machines and whatever else they're going to put up in there, which pose growing threats in modern combat zones. The core of the Smash 2000L system lies in its electro-optical targeting suite paired with the AR-driven fire control mechanism. Right, so the electro-optical thing is what's going to get on target, and the freaking AI, which you'll see here, is going to control.
Right there.
Right? Yeah, it looks like you got a night vision thing on there.
It's kind of cool.
Using onboard sensors and imaging software, the system scans for aerial terrestrial targets, locks onto them using advanced computer vision algorithms, and calculates ballistic solutions in real time. Once the operator designates a target and applies trigger pressure, you're not even squeezing it, Clay. It's like you're taking up the first stage on a.
Yeah, I think the way I understand it, just reading on this website, is you pull a trigger, but it does not shoot until it locks on.
Yeah, you like pressure
until it
right?
tracks it, and it's like like the movies. You see it all right lined up, boom.
Yep. Yeah, you're like Maverick there in the F-14, trying to get tone, beep, locked on. I got tone, except then it fires. You don't. The Smash system controls the exact moment of firing, ensuring the round is discharged only when a direct hit is assured. The trigger control, known as one shot, one hit, eliminates human-induced error from recoil, movement, or stress, dramatically enhancing engagement precision. Clay, they're not even going to need people to pull the triggers pretty soon, which we're talking about.
Well,
Terminator
look at this.
shit, man.
You see this? The Smash Hopper 5000?
Yeah, I mean, that thing's that just sees movement and locks on like in your yard
fire
or something.
control system. It's it's modular, lightweight, remote controlled weapon station that delivers unmatched precision and lethality. Holy cow.
So, and Clay, remote control, and then after remote control, you know what, Clay? We don't need remote control. This thing can just
think
control
for
itself. It doesn't
now.
need us.
Yeah.
Man, shit's getting
for
real.
coyote hunting at night, I would love to have that down there, but
set it up
there.
Let it go to work. I mean, for shit like that, it'd be cool. No doubt.
Well, I mean, when you look at this stuff, this is the one that I seen that. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, yeah. Right now it's remote controlled, but it won't be.
Yeah,
that scenario.
I mean, I don't know. there's no stopping this shit.
Deny criminals and terrorists the ability to hide behind their hostages with the smash fire control. Well, yeah, because you'd be able to, feed, you got your input in there, feed it, and then have it so it takes out the assailant and leaves the innocent person. I mean, this is, I'm telling you, man, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point of shooting anymore? The damn computer's
screw up all the shoots we do.
I mean, it's getting that way now, and I'm not saying you can't. But I mean, these guys, you get your phone out and it locks into your scope, and then I mean, whatever. I'm not going to get nothing like that unless we ever get some scope sponsor doing it. But
well, U.S. Marines already had this in July 15th, 2025. Yeah, hoorah! I mean, and then the Army.
$13 million smart rifle scope
to take down enemy drones in combat.
Yeah, I mean, it probably is sweet for drones, man. With a rifle, and you can take a drone out. I mean, it's like shooting a pheasant with a. Can you use that for pheasant hunting?
Funny,
just put it on my.
What are you going to do? Well, I'm just going to hold this behind my back and let it do its job and do a bang. With this 95% hit rate. And that's the Smash
crazy.
3000.
I wonder what range do they say the hit rate?
200 meters. That's what it says right here.
So a little more than 200 yards. Is it? No, it's
less
than 200 yards,
a little bit
right?
less.
Or meters.
3 meters to a yard, I believe. So.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
95%.
So I mean, it's coming.
Rate.
There's no.
Wow.
I mean, there's no stopping it, man. Every country's doing it. We got to try and stay ahead, and
they
that's
got
how
an
we're
X
gonna
page.
F ourselves in the rear
How
end.
about that? Maybe I'll go I'm going to go follow their X page. So now Guns on the 701 is now following.
Oh, they're on Facebook too. We're going to follow them and keep.
Look at there. Add on day and night. That's all the buttons.
What is it? What's the name? What's the name of their
page? Smartshooter at smart_shooter_ on X.
All right.
But
okay. So Boom Country says if you do another challenge, I'll be there. We're going to do more than one, Boom, so you'll have your pick. We're probably going to we're going to do the antelope, prairie dog, deer, and the coyote one again, for sure. So we're gonna have at least those. What was it? I got an idea. 18 wheels doesn't 6. I got an idea. Let's give the robots guns. What could go wrong there?
Yeah, no kidding. Look at this. See, here's what they got on the.
Man, that thing's even smaller than I thought when you go to the side view.
See-through optics, lock and track. It's got all the little buttons there. It's like gonna be like playing a video game. I do love. Look there, they got the fun switch on their AR-15 there, full auto.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, the old H&K piston gun there too stays nice and cool. Got that flip down front sight too. I do love H&K front sights actually. Yeah. Oh shit, I don't know. When my Mackie D gets too bad and I'm older, my gun will just shoot itself. So.
Yeah. Where are you going? Well, I'm a state champion for 20 years in a row now.
You couldn't see any eyes no more. I know my gun sees for me, man. I just hold it in general.
I don't have to worry about getting. But in all this, I searched to see what Smash. I'm sure I can, if I spend a little more time. But right now, I can't find anything that says what Smash actually stands for. So yeah. All
right, Clay. Well, just hit. You got best antelope cartridges coming here. You want to do a McCloskey?
Well, yeah.
It's up to you.
Well, first, I kind of, you mentioned this earlier. I think we should just mention it right now. That's the National Shooting Sports Foundation.
All right. Yeah, you got to.
Well, yeah, I brought this off of their website. So President Donald Trump, he had a presidential message celebrating National Shooting Sports Month. He posted it on the White House page, which was great to see that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he quotes, he goes,
"Hey, hold on, Clay. You think Joe Biden would have done that?
Neither would Obama."
And then Cacklebox wouldn't. So if you think you Democrats who think we're all about freedom and liberty, no, you're not, because you're scuzzy, rotten, no account, low down, anti-Second Amendment prohibiting presidential candidates would do nothing for a Second Amendment.
That's right, and I'm telling you right now, when it came to the election this year, when Trump became the nominee, there was no other choice because there wasn't one single Democrat even thinking about running that would have been pro-America, and they sure as hell wouldn't have been pro-Second Amendment.
There never will be ever again, Clay. JFK was the last
and he'd get kicked out of his party today. So here's what he says. What's that?
To him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So he basically, President Trump, he has a commitment to preserving the Second Amendment and its rights, as enthusiastically encouraged by his pledge to keep alive the American tradition of responsible firearm ownership for law-abiding citizens. and future generations. What a difference an election makes. We now have a White House and administration that celebrates our national character of responsible firearms ownership and freedoms that define our republic, which is a sea of change from the previous administration that attacked our Second Amendment rights and demonized the firearms industry. The firearm industry is grateful to President Trump for his commitment to protecting our liberties and freedoms and his celebration and encouragement of all Americans to participate in the shooting sports. There you go, man. Mega. President Trump's message highlighted the characteristics of focused discipline and confidence that lawful firearm ownership and shooting sports participation installs in each citizen. President Trump also reiterated his promise to defend the Second Amendment freedoms that he made during his campaign for office with his recent National Shooting Sports Month message when he stated, "For as long as I am president, the federal government will abide by the premise that the God-given right to bear arms shall not be infringed." And so that was a statement that came out of National Shooting Sports Foundation. And of course, you can go to the whitehouse.gov and see the message itself. I think President Trump had it on his True Social. But bottom line is, okay, all you guys out there with Trump derangement syndrome that says he hasn't done nothing, you better check yourselves. I'm telling you right now, the things he's done. Remember, the justices that are on that court that gave us Bruin, they were put on there by Trump. The cases you're starting to see that are piling up for us in favor of possibly this is the first time in over 100 years or close to 100 years that we may see the National Firearms Act go away. It's been gutted, and it was based on 1937. It was based on the taxation of it. The taxation has been gutted. There is a choice. There is a chance. Yeah. Make America gun again. There you go, Lynette. They'll love it. So
yeah. And Clay, he did one of the U.S. attorneys for the DOJ. Trump it was this week. I don't know if I sent you that link or you saw it. Instructed him to start looking into which gun control laws that are going to be unconstitutional, if they can do something about it.
They're working on it. So. Remember, everyone thinks that, nothing's being done. The man's only been there 6 months. Come on. There's a lot of things to unravel.
And so we got, maybe you're going to talk about it with Todd Friday, but the NFA, we got the NRAs on it, the Second Amendment Foundation, an American Suppressor Association, one more. I mean, this is going to go. I think it's going to go bye-bye.
It has a hell of a chance.
I think they're going to hear this and go. I mean, it's painfully obvious, and I'm definitely not a big, great freaking lawyer.
We were talking about this on Michael's show Monday. There's 2 cases coming before the Supreme Court in it'll be September, October, probably. So keep your eyes and ears peeled, because there are cases working their way through the court systems in every district, just about every single one in every circuit. And they're going to make their way to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court is hearing some of them, and they've been pretty favorable. And I'm telling you, most of them base it on the historical use of firearms. And you've got every liberal lawyer out there trying to say, it wasn't this, and they didn't do this. They did. Not true. Historical use, it was pretty clear. And Clarence Thomas, when he wrote that, as to what historical use was.
Big clear,
and he clarified it.
I gotta find that meme I had there when they used the Billy Bigwood or whatever on the bed there, and it was Clarence Thomas's head on him in the Second Amendment.
Yeah, I saw that one.
So anyways, just to tweak out the ones who don't believe anymore. Believe it.
Hopefully that makes all the way to Nebraska.
What a cheesy sign, JD. Means the same as when you buy a Mega.
There you go.
Great again. All right, Clayton. All right, Clayton. What do you want to hit on?
Dougie says, I like all pro-Second Amendment foundations working together. Absolutely. And it seems like they have united pretty good, and I'm glad to see that too. So we have antelope seasons coming up. Hopefully you guys got your gratis tag applications in, or your applications in general draw. If you don't know me and haven't known me, don't even blank and ask. And yes, I do have quite a few antelope on the place this year. I really do. And I put in for our gratis tags from myself and the boys. I got a couple other people that are planning to come down that have always come down if they could draw. And as you know, if you get one, and if you want to try to get one, Jamie, you're always welcome to come here. But because of
I actually put in Scott's unit because he said he guaranteed me under an hour again.
I don't know if I could guarantee that, but I can tell you this. I've got more antelope on this place this year than I've seen in a long time. So I'm really happy.
Well, you didn't mention that to me before I applied, Clay.
Well, I didn't really start seeing them here until about the last 2 weeks. They started finally showing up, which is how they always do. But
I'd never get down to Scott's anyways. I'd be more than happy to go down there and have fun.
oh yeah, hell yeah. So, and they do got a lot of antelope up there, a lot more than I've got. So anyway, those of you that saw the 160 tags for my unit though, don't believe it. There's not that many. I mean, they're here. They're better than they were, but that 160 tag thing, yeah, I'm telling you, unless we've talked before, and especially my first question to anyone that stops, I'll be like, well, did you put your testimony in or go up there and testify against the backcountry homos and Sean Cleary's bill? And if you didn't, then move on, because that's a horrible bill. Yeah, you know what I think of those guys.
I'm sorry, that was good stuff.
I'm sick of that damn group, and they're not going away. And they are not our friend. They're not your friend. They are not the friend of the hunter or the landowner. And they act like they are just holier than thou. Yeah, kiss my ass. Okay.
Whoa, well, and hoping to draw. He's got 8 points. Holy
So anyway,
shit.
That's why I brought this one up, because, hey, I thought it was pretty cool. Let's talk antelope and antelope cartridges. And I'm not going to go through everything in this article, because I think I wanted to focus more on, what would you use and why would you use it? Now, I can tell you right now, my big thing, I used to hunt way more antelope than I ever did deer, Jamie. That was my thing. I loved hunting antelope. I've got a couple nice big ones and got a lot of European mounts, but I mean, I've got to have a big one to mount it. And I took some nice ones out in Wyoming too. You want to go get speed goats? They're everywhere out there. If you can't fill your tag out there, it's just because you didn't try. I mean, they're pretty easy to fill. I took my 270 primarily. I also used my 6mm Remington, and I love both them guns. That was my 2 main antelope hunting rifles.
What was it?
My 270. And
okay. What grain bullet would you
I was just using the same deer load, my 130, and it did the job. Somebody say it was overkill, but honestly, it didn't really do much.
I mean, man bun haters, just hang on. When I get my say here, you're gonna.
Oh yeah, and I'm not gonna disagree. I think the 6.5, it's probably a very good cartridge. But you gotta remember, that wasn't even around when I was doing my hard.
Right. No, I was thinking for sure 270 would be. I mean, this.
Yeah, no.
Go ahead, Clay. Before I give you.
I was using the 270 primarily because that was the very first gun I bought out of high school, and I really was familiar with it. It's the only one I really had other than the Swift, and I wanted something a little bit more than the Swift. So that's what I took.
What is that? Winchester.
Winchester Model 7. First year I came back with the claw extraction, like the pre-64s, and I love that gun. It's one of my favorites. But now I bought a 6mm Remington. I fell in love with that gun because it was just as flat shooting. It didn't take near the powder and the recoil. And, they talk about that in the article.
So for everybody who doesn't know what 6mm, it's like a 243.
Same bullet,
right?
Same exact bullet.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of luck with that. Never had any issues with it. Dropped many an antelope with it. And I never... Very flat shooting, especially 200 yards. And in all honesty, I don't think I really shot a lot of antelope past that. I know Eric, he can remember that when I went out with him and his brother, and I was very out of shape, and we took off running after some antelope, and let's just say I had an assist, okay? I definitely had an assist. But we did fill those tags too. But I really enjoy using those two cartridges. And if you read the article, they do mention both those cartridges along with the 243. There's nothing wrong with that.
It was Ron Spolmer, right? Which I do. Ron Spolmer knows tons of very knowledgeable dude.
And he really got into some really great information that I'm not going to bore everybody with. I really am not.
Yeah. Go if you want to hear him do it, go down and look up Ron Spolmer.
I mean, he really laid it out. I can tell you this: I've hunted a lot of antelope. Antelope are very territorial, it seems like, but when food gets short and or there's a lot of pressure, they will move on. I mean, I've seen them circle out and come back. I mean, I've waited them out.
Oh yeah, huge.
Because they're very curious. They're very curious. They'll take off because that's what they do. They run. I mean, they've been clocked at 60 miles an hour, and I think they go faster. Some people swear that.
I'd say 70, but I mean, and if you never seen it, like the buck will steer the whole herd.
Oh,
from
absolutely.
behind.
And one more thing the article mentioned was about how bucks they'll grab a doe, kind of push her off into a corner. I want to be alone.
Yeah, they're freaking
And
ornery
they do
little
get them. And then when
bastards.
you see two bucks fighting, which I've seen, it's survival and it's who's ever the strongest. And when that buck gets finally defeated and submits, the smaller one generally, they do escort. I've watched them do it. We've got a piece over here where they come and they do this all the time. I've literally watched that big buck then escort them little ones out. It's like, yeah, here you go. You better freaking move on, man. Or I'll kick your ass again.
Yeah, like I said, antelope are ruthless bastards. That's a cute animal.
Yeah. Doug says, do they say what the average shot distance is on an antelope? Well, this guy's like, I've never had to take one over 400 yards, which I haven't either. I'm sure people have done it.
Both of mine.
But I can tell you that I bet you most of mine are taken at 200 or less. Not all of them. I've shot out farther.
I would say
most of mine. You got to remember, I'm hunting private land primarily all the time. Even before we owned this place, I was still at my grandpa's place, and I just didn't have to compete on public access land. I just didn't. I was fortunate that way.
Yeah.
So that makes a difference too. Yeah. How much pressure they're on, and so he goes into all this and how their horns and they shed that outer sheath all the time, and it starts building at the base. There's about a 4 to 6 inch kind of bone,
and they do have horns, not
antlers. They're not even really a horn, but we'll call them a horn. I mean, they don't.
Yeah, well, it looks like Eric's drink there. When you get the Euro scope, you can pop it.
You can, but it'll disintegrate after a very short time because it's kind of made of a hair type substance. I don't know how you describe it.
So that I can see the hairs on your hand.
So I will say though that I do agree with what this guy said. I mean, I've seen some huge antelope on this place, and it's usually in a good year where nutrition is key.
You'll know when you see an antelope and it's big too compared to most of them. Even like a big-bodied antelope to me is even.
My father-in-law shot one, and he went 17 on one side and 16 3/4 after it dried, and with a nice hook and ivory.
Oh, that's a nice one.
But we had a.
See, I think if it's 14,
14's a big one. 14's a.
Yeah, and mine's 14. I got Scott's like, you sure you want to shoot that? I said, I'll shoot that sucker right now.
In this area especially, because we don't have the nutrients like they do in some areas. I mean, I know everyone thinks Wyoming's this desolate, dry area, but I'm telling you right now, whatever's out there that they eat makes them grow big horns. It just does. Mm-hmm. And we've had some here. Now, this year, I expect, and I've already seen some that have got some, I'm telling you, I think we're going to see some bigger bucks on this place, but we've had outstanding grass. We've had rains and grass. And I mean,
they love
my gosh. And there's so much that's been cut that, even we started today. I said I wasn't going to, but we did do a little. We're going to probably bail. Well, we're bailing up with square bales, but the antelope are on that field. So I'm not cutting that whole field because it ain't worth it. What's that?
I don't blame you. I said to get your workout in.
Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you right now, the alfalfa everywhere is in full bloom again and coming, and it just looks lush. So I expect to see some very nice antelope. Now, some of the things this guy has talked about, he talked about the 243, and I do own this one as well, the 25-06.
See, I thought of that one too for sure.
I've shot I've got a couple of them. I like them. Nothing against them.
Usually like a 115 or 117 grain bullet.
Yeah, that's usually right in there. I've shot it a lot. Not that it's a bad gun. I've got my 6mm. But the 25, they took a 30-06 and put a 25 caliber in it, and that is a flat shooting gun. World record, Eric says, was 12 inches tall for a while, but it had huge shovels and mass was huge. Well, that's the one that Eric did for me that I have on my wall. That thing had mass and it was spread out, so it scored pretty good because it had a lot of mass on it. Mm-hmm. Inches tall is only really a small part of it.
I think the state record in North Dakota is like 85 inches, right?
It could be. I don't even know. Let's see.
Justin Latinsky says, I haven't gotten drawn for pronghorn in North Dakota since 2009. I'm hoping I get drawn this year. I want to see it with my 6.5 by 284 Normandy. Yeah, that'd be a good one too, man.
That'll be a great firearm. That's actually mentioned in here too. Then some people, and I'm sure I could see Eric doing this. They're talking about the 257 Weatherby and the 300 Weatherbies and the 300 Magnums, and I know that Eric shoots a 300 rum, so I imagine that wouldn't stop him from using that.
What I would do, Clay, if depending on what I thought my pronghorn hunt was going to be, like if I thought I might, chances are a little higher than not that I'm going to have to shoot one on the move, I would. A 243 or like that 6mm would be awesome. But I tell you what, Clay, and I did the test. Axe and I did the test with my 6.5 Creed, 95 grain. Oh, that's pretty light for an antelope, JD. No, it's not a 95 grain. An antelope. If you've never shot an antelope and walked up when it's down, the first time you do, you'll be like, "Holy shit, that thing's small."
Yeah,
they're way smaller than you think. Yeah, and it's a 95 grain VMAX, and that thing was coming a 22-inch 6.5 Creed. I believe. Axe, if you remember, I'm pretty sure it was like 3,280 feet, 30. And I mean, the BC on that 95 grain VMAX is high. That would on a run, and our buddy, I'm having a blank there. He shot many deer with his Axe's buddy's son. He's been in a shooting contest. It works awesome for him.
Well, they talk about the Creed more on here.
Yeah, and you go in a lighter bullet with a Creed, that thing will absolutely be.
Well, it handles a high ballistic coefficient. It does. And this one here, let's see.
And Clay, the groups I was shooting with that were under an inch, I was getting like 3/4 inch groups with the 95 grainers.
It's just like he said, when you take a 243, which is shooting that same bullet as 6mm, he knew the standard twist is an 8, right? Well, and then they jump it up to a 10, and then that 243, that particular bullet that can handle that ballistic coefficient, and that comes into play. That kind of is one thing too. If you're going to be in a windy condition, which let's face it, the Dakotas or Wyoming, which is prime in Montana,
usually on flat, wide open shit too.
So then you're going to want to be looking at that. Can your bullet handle the wind? Is the ballistic coefficient going to be your enemy, or is it going to be able to do it? So it kind of depends on. You probably should have both guns with you on your hunt and see which one you need that day, because wind can just boom pop up. I mean, we know.
I'm kind of with you on either the. And you could use a 6 Creed would be freaking awesome too, because they're fast as hell. But I mean, if you're going traditional, I mean, I'm with Clay. You can't go wrong with that 270. I mean, if you're a big meat hunter, I'm not shitting you. That might mess up that antelope pretty good. But
so this guy, he uses a Dakota Model 10, is a single shot chambered in a 25-06, 92 grain hammer hunter at 3,400.
Yeah, he likes some hammer bullets. It's a hammer bullets company. I know he does. It's all copper bullets.
Yes, and he zeroes it at 275 yards. And he's right. You got 3 inches high at 150 and an inch and a half low at 300. So he knows where it shoots.
I mean,
the deflection in a 10-mile-an-hour wind is 7 inches, 7.3 inches.
That's money right there, really.
So I mean,
it's an old schooler.
It is, and I can see why he does, because it shoots flatter and the drift is less with a 257 Weatherby, but you don't have to, you don't have that big whomp that you do with the 257.
Yeah, so. 257. Yeah.
I mean, I've got 257 Roberts, and I like that gun too.
See, but old Spolmer's a big reloader, so yeah. But if you're just going with like what everybody can get, I'd agree. 243 or something, you get that 90. What is it, 95 grain or 100?
Get the 95 grain. Maybe I think they make 100.
I mean, that might actually be. I mean, just for
hell, I've got some 90 grain bullets that I bought years ago. I think they're Sierras that I had loaded for my 270. I've used those on antelope. Now you think about it, I'm pushing a 90 grain bullet from a 270 cartridge with some powder back in it.
Oh, that's got to be.
That's a
3,500. That's got to be flying.
I never ran it through a chronograph. I should, because
Clay, like I'm saying, it was almost out of my Creed. That thing was almost going 3,300. Dougie and I were freaking shocked, and we're like, "What?" It was a radar. Oh, you got one of them old wire chronos. I do, but Dougie's got the freaking radar on his.
Yeah, I think I'm going to break down and get the radar one. I've read enough about them now that I think that's
so much more convenient. 18 wheels and a dozen 6-shooters. You heard me laugh earlier. This is why. He says 6.5 Creed, 140 ELDM, 41.5 greens of H4350. Can do anything. Don't you listen to the Hornegay podcast?
I love it. The Hornegay podcast.
I do listen to them guys. Hornegay bullets definitely aren't my favorite. You can get the 95 grain, I think, or the 90 grain in the Nosler too, if you want, which kicks out. But yeah, the Hornegay. I mean, my experience with Hornegay bullets. I mean, if you hit a bone, Not a fan. But I am going to, that's the ballistic tips. I am going to be, my Creedmoor, I am using the Hornady 129 American mule deer.
And
I thought it was American whitetail. Not for me, because I'm going to get a muley tag. So.
I can tell you this right now. Like the powders, my powders are primarily ram shot powders, and I switched to them years ago. I still got a little IMR. I do use a little H,
in my rear.
Yeah. I got a little H414 around still and Hodgins, but
I'm definitely a fan of the ram shot, which Hodgson owns now.
Which they own now. And but primarily most of my loads I built around the ram shot powders because they're simple, they're granule, and they're clean. They
love
burn
it
cleaner than anything.
Yes, they do. So. And man, like in my Creedmoor, which hey, everything shoots good out of a Creedmoor, man. Just don't kid yourself.
Creedmoor, I got one sitting back here. I got two now, but I got two, one for each of you. Anyway, I found a real cool antelope. Can someone come and hold the spotlight for me? Eric says, "Oh God, that's great."
Lynette says, "Have you guys got antelope before?" Yeah, me personally, I've shot 2 antelope bucks. Many times I brought my friends up to our place to shoot antelope does. You could get doe tags pretty much at will. And Clay shot many.
I don't know how many I've shot down here because that was my primary. I love deer hunting, don't get me wrong, but I lived for as far as big game went. I lived for antelope and then hunt and then coyotes the rest of the season. That was what I used to do back in my 20s. I mean, that was just my thing, even in high school. So I ate a lot of antelope. I love antelope steak. To me, it tastes better than deer. But here's the key.
Canned antelope is what I like. The canned antelope.
Don't run the living piss out of them. Get out of your vehicle and walk and sneak on them.
Get yourself one of them flat shooting 25-06.
There you go.
Eric says Hornady bullets suck unless it's Yotes, prairie dogs, or gongs. I agree, Eric. If it's the VMAX, I agree with you, man. But
I use a 55 grain VMAX in my Swift. That's what that gun
points
shoots
or bondeds or I'm not as negative about them. But the VMAX or the SSTs for deer, them things fucking blow up. I don't know what I'm worried about.
We're not on radio. Right. We don't have to be like we're on Michael's show. We can be a little more free there, right, Michael?
We can say whatever the fuck we want. Hornady SSTs do freaking blow. If you hit a bone, you're in trouble with those. That sucks. Yep. I mean, I've told that story about my mule deer, and I used that. Tried them again. Like, remember, I had that Grendel, and I shot the picture, put 2 in the pocket, and anyway,
I'm thinking of selling my Grendel now. Not that I disliked it, but I haven't used it like I thought I would.
Maybe one of your boys will.
They might. Like I said, it'd be really weird if I sold one, But
that's what I was thinking. You sure you're feeling all right, Clay? You better have a drink there. You're too.
Yeah, okay. I'll take a...
Yeah. All right.
Kind of weird drinking Alabama Shine in one of these. I didn't grab my Lauer Auto cup tonight.
Lynette says they're beautiful animals. I've seen many outside of New Salem. Yeah, on the east side of New Salem for sure. There's still a herd there. I saw them the last time I went.
It's funny too when they don't. So say I don't know. I always say they got a little scout out there. You'll see an antelope and you'll see one and it'll pop up and then it's big ass butt puffs up. Big white butt.
It does. They do got like a ghetto ass when they get up.
Well, that's a signal, I think, to the other ones. Like, get the hell out of here, like a prairie dog does.
Wouldn't fit into Sweeney's jeans. That's
no. Oh my goodness! I could think of a whole campaign. American Eagle with an antelope.
American antelope jeans.
Oh my goodness! All right, bottom of the hour here. A little after. Why don't we take a quick break again, and we'll come back, and we got a couple mag dumps and a happy ending Chronicle, and we're gonna call it a wrap after that. So
awesome.
We'll be right back, everybody.
Located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
All right, we're back. Hey, if you're feeling generous, you want to help the show out, we said might as well do it, right? Just look over there. You'll see Guns and 701 donation. Go ahead and hit that QR code and give us a little, mega, that's best, right? You like what you're hearing?
Ultra mega boys on here, baby.
And I think, last conversation I had with Leon, I think we got something cooking there. So stay tuned because we might see something here later this fall, maybe before the end of the year even. So I think that'll be fun because he'll have a complete different show, everybody. But it'll be good.
Yep. All right, Clayton. Hey, if you guys are listening, appreciate everybody who's hit that like button. If you haven't yet, hit it. Whether you're staying around a long time or not, we appreciate that. Helps us punch that algorithm right squarely in between the nuts.
There you go. That's what we like.
If you want to hit a liberal between the nuts, hit the like button, man.
And I know that on Friday, of course, I'll be on KFYR with Mitchell in the morning, 7:15 Mountain, 8:15 Central. I'm pretty sure we're going to address what happened at the Georgia Army base. That happened today, the way it sounded. So we got a little bit of information. It's Fort Stewart, but I want to make sure we've got a little more. We should have some by Friday. Of course, I'll have a happy ending chronicle, which you guys might like this one, I think.
Not only that, Clay was on with Michael Bell Monday. I think you can go on iHeart there. Is it on KFYR? Or just go on there and search Dakota Mornings, and I think the podcast is on there.
Yeah, I don't know where Todd puts that one. I was on there, so I never go listen to it.
If you go on iHeart and you hit the search bar and you search Dakota Mornings,
you can find it. Yep.
You'll find it's good. It's a great show. Clay had a great show on there with Michael Bell.
It was a lot of fun. That 2 hours goes fast. It really does.
Hour and a half you did because
with the breaks. Yeah,
goddamn.
I'm telling you. Yeah, thanks to Michael and Dakota Mornings and of course KFYR. Of course, Todd's the one that hooked us up originally, and it's been great. We love being on there. And I do know that we got a guy that's been waiting for some World War II stuff. I'm probably not going to do it this Friday, but I think next Friday I will try to hit on a World War, the one after this week, a little bit on the World War II firearms. We shall see. But I'll do a little something. I've got several in the can I've been talking about, so we'll try.
By the way, Clay, was it Hiroshima? Ended. No, it didn't end it, but it did after Nagasaki. Hiroshima Day today.
That was today. Absolutely.
Enola Gay, baby.
And I got
Colonel Tibbets dropped it on him.
I got the distinct privilege to see the Enola Gay when I was out there at the Air and Space Museum. That was pretty cool to see that iconic plane.
All Tibbets from Kansas.
Know what it did. Yeah, from Kansas. And when they were, I don't know if you knew this, but when they were hauling those bombs across the sea, getting them to over there so they could get them on the plane. They had an idea, but only one guy on there, he didn't even know. I think he was the captain of that boat. He didn't even know what he had on it. He had an idea, but it was pretty secretive. The mission was off the books. It didn't exist. And
the USS Indianapolis, and then after they dropped the bomb off and came back, a Japanese submarine sank him, and a bunch of the guys died, and the freaking sharks had a feast on them. That's what Jaws, the captain the boat on Jaws.
And then they ended up court-martialing the guy and basically
shit! I didn't know that.
They court-martialed the captain, saying that he should have zigzag maneuvers and this and that. They even called in the Japanese submarine captain to testify, which I don't think they were happy with the testimony, the prosecutor, because they wanted to basically have someone had to pay type thing because of the casualties. Because
the political correctness was even around then.
It was then. Luckily, I believe, it's funny, I think President Clinton, how many years later, is the one that exonerated him and pardoned him. And,
I had to get everybody's attention off of that stuff with my intern.
maybe he signed it while he had his pants down. I don't know, but anyway, so if you want to look it up, look up the USS Indianapolis. It's quite a story as to what they hauled and what they delivered, and then on the way back, they got their ships sunk.
I know there was a TV movie made about it before too, but
yeah, I think there was.
I remember watching that. Anyway, Clay,
But anyway, yeah.
let's get to it.
We'll get down that history trail. We'll be here another hour.
Yeah, oh shit, I'm in. I mean, I just my
Love
game. It's
history.
one of the few classes in high school, Clay, that I got an A in every year. So
Awesome.
all right,
Doug
so
says
Clay,
that's why she wants one on the wall. I mean, Dougie, you don't have an antelope yet. Come on, we got to make that happen, don't we?
he had a tag like 4 years ago, and he wouldn't shoot one.
Wow, we'll have to help him.
These big game hunting snobs.
All right, let's move on.
All right. So Clay, when it comes to lights, lumens, right?
I like this one.
Candela. You know,
I didn't even know there was a difference, Jamie, till you.
Yeah, I didn't either. I just thought, right, the higher the one, the bigger beam and all this other shit.
Yep.
I got this out of American Rifleman. Short article here. Question: when it comes to lights, I've seen a lot of mentions about candelas being made recently that I have in the past. What is a candela and how does it differ from a lumen? And what's the practical difference between the two for a defensive perspective? So it sounds like it's going to be a long answer, and this guy breaks it down pretty quick. He says,
I thought he did a good job with it.
He
too.
really good job. Answer: how light is measured and quantified. And you're like, well, that doesn't sound very simple. And then he says, simply stated, and I'm going to read a little bit here, but lumens measure a light source's maximum output power regardless of direction. Candela, on the other hand, are a measurement of the source's focused intensity at a given distance in a specific direction. Lumens have long been the name of the game in the light world, but during the past few years, more emphasis has been placed on how effectively a given product utilizes its light to illuminate an object or threat downrange, not just its overall, quote, horsepower and lumens. And depending on the arrangement of a light's interior reflectors, a light source's high lumen output does not necessarily translate to greater candela measurement. I didn't know this either, Clay, what he says here. In flashlight parlance, high candela models are often referred to as turbo lights.
Yeah, and I've seen that term before.
I have too.
I didn't know what it really meant.
Yeah. So a candela is actually the ones that my buddy Healy actually kind of brought me. He kind of talked to me about this a little bit. He didn't get too into it, but yeah, the candelas, because we always wondered, he bought like this super expensive $150 Smith & Wesson light, and I got this, like, I don't remember what it was, Browning. It was like $100 and some bucks too, and I'm like, I wonder why yours has a brighter beam downrange than mine does. And he's like, well, the lumens. Well, he was wrong. The candelas were higher. Right?
Yeah,
we're looking at the lumens, and I'm like, well, the lumens are the freaking same. How the hell is that? So yeah, I mean, so the lumens are the. Now, see, I'm confusing myself with it right now. Even candelas are the ones that I want when I'm out. Right, that's the ones, higher candelas I want. Like if I'm out hunting porcupines and I want to spot them way downrange. Yeah. If you want it to look like daylight in your room when you turn it on, then you get the high candelas.
Yeah, and then you can take it. It goes way farther that beam does, and I did not know that. I really didn't. I figured more lumens meant best.
Yeah, that just meant the best thing ever, right? Yeah. And I did buy one for my buddy Monty Beard at Interstate Batteries. This thing will burn through paper. Well, it still wasn't. I'm like, well, yeah, but it doesn't go. How can it be that high? And I mean, when you turn it on, it looks like the sun comes out right around you.
Yeah, it might light up the world, but it doesn't really do.
Yeah. So now you know whatever you're looking for.
So for all you guys that like to use the one-eyed hound, make sure your candelas are higher than your lumens.
Right.
If you don't know, you don't know.
So like, can you say like lumens and rhymes with rumens? So like you light up your room more,
or you're rooming an animal. You're rooming. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool, Clay. I like that.
I did too.
I got lights on my guns, and some of them got like the thing you can adjust it, which doesn't. They don't really work that great either. I have some of those. So,
Doug, is candle power used yet? Maybe some places.
Well, Todd said how many candle power. He said they had the World War II lights in Minnesota when he worked at that station.
Right. Yeah. That's.
He told me what the candle right before I went to Minnesota a couple of weeks ago. It was some insane numbers.
Maybe candle power maybe candela is a. Offshoot of candle power. I don't know.
So 18 Wheels says, so the more candelas, the forget you can see the deer, got it, but don't go too bright unless you have an illuminated scope. It will drown out your crosshairs.
That it will. Actually, didn't they talk about that in here? That if you got something like that when you're using, maybe
Yeah, he did. I just kind of
enforcement.
skipped over. Yeah, he did. Yeah, you'll do your red dot. It'll if you
drown it out, wash it out.
Yeah, if you get too high of the candle, it'll round out your.
Yep. No, I thought that was great, and it was.
Yeah, the lumens. Too many
simplified.
lumens that it gets too bright in the room, then it'll round out the red dots.
Too many new T-shirt. Too many lumens.
Well, did they say that officers like the Candela though, right? Because that's why
They did.
it
because
doesn't screw with their dots, and you can get it right in their eyeballs. And
yeah. So,
all right.
yeah,
So that's basically what you probably want on your weapons light is a
Candela.
high Candela. Yeah, not the rumors.
Dan. I don't know if Dan's still tuned in, but I bet Dan's had some experience with that. Maybe, I don't know. He's been retired a while, so maybe not. But.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I'm going to go to my next.
Yes, sir.
So, Mark McCloskey. If you guys don't remember him, he's a lawyer by McCloskey. And it's kind of a happy ending too. I did get this. See, he's a hippity. Get off my property.
You did get it.
I got it.
Hippity hoppity, get off my property. And so the Trump like green frog guy holding his AR-15.
I had to put that up there.
I love it.
So he finally got his AR-15 back from the St. Louis County Police. In 2020, remember 2020, that year out there, there's that little thing going on with all these BLM terrorists. Well, Mark and Patty McCloskey, they displayed their firearms.
And Antifa, Clay, there was both of them scumbags there.
Against the mob that had illegally entered their property. Case gained national attention, which it did. I remember hearing about that.
Oh, yeah.
And because they had a radical member. We had a ton of prosecutors and people in those offices. Still do. We're weaning them out. But in St. Louis called Kim. Her name was Kim Gardner. And she decided to go ahead and prosecute these two people. Even though the police detective, Sergeant Bergdorf, found zero evidence to back up the claim that they had acted reasonably, and Gardner insisted.
Yeah, in spite of their gated community being kicked in.
Yeah, exactly. Gardner was eventually removed from the case for conflict of interest. Go figure. A special prosecutor was appointed. Well, he had his own problems. The McCloskeys, they're successful attorneys, which they were. They decided to cut a plea deal on June 23rd, 2021, which minimized their expense at the time. Governor Mike Parson had promised a pardon, too, at that time. The special prosecutor insisted that the deal include surrendering their firearms. He made this statement. This is what the special prosecutor said at the time. I thought the most important aspect was to forfeit and destroy the guns, Callahan said. Some group wanted to buy the gun and use it as a trophy display. It's like, you shouldn't be taking them in the first place.
Sounds like a good auction item with the Friends of NRA.
There we go. And then give it back to them.
Yeah.
But July 30th, 2021, Governor Mike Parson granted pardons to Mark and Patricia McCloskey and 10 other people. On July 6, 2024, Missouri judge ordered the convictions of both Mark and Patricia to be expunged from their record. And then Mark, of course, demanded his firearm be returned. Here it is, finally, August 5th. Mark McCloskey has actually been able now legally get his AR-15 from the St. Louis Police Department. Here's his quote that he had on X. It took only 3 lawsuits, 2 trips to the Court of Appeals, and 1,847 days, but I finally got my AR-15 back. We defended our home. We were persecuted by the left. Gee, what's that sound like? Smeared by the press and threatened with death, but we never backed down. What's missing is Patty and the Bico soon, and that's her Brico. That basically she's supposed to get that back here very soon. So
that wasn't even, as Axel points out here in the comments, it wasn't even found to be operational.
Yeah, wasn't even operational. Imagine that. So Kim Gardner, of course, she was one that got in there, and she was Soros funded. They found that out, but eventually they found all the dirt on this woman. And
hey, no problem if the left has a billionaire funding people, right, Clay? Then it's nothing to bitch about. But if we got a millionaire on our side doing it, they're the biggest sideways rotten bastard in the world.
Oh, then you're fine, yeah. And here's what's sad is that these people were outstanding citizens and community members. They really were. If you go and look at everything that happened, they were prominent lawyers that were highly respected. But nope. You have a left-wing ideologist that was put in the office, using your tax money to represent the taxpayers, not their ideologies, and just used it for her own personal use, is what she did, prosecuting who she felt like. As I said, sounds a lot like what we just saw 4 years.
Gave him a little something called the Missouri boat ride.
Yeah. I do. I love the fact that this guy did it. He fought it, but he had the means. And I do like what the author of this one said. He goes, consider the difficulty of an ordinary citizen and what they might have in attempting to fight the odds against the federal prosecutions.
Mm-hmm.
You see why federal prosecutors obtained convictions in about 99% of cases. And he's right. I've been talking and screaming at the highest mountains about this, that it's hard to take on a federal prosecution because they are funded with your money. There is no
our own
budget.
tax money, right?
And you take the plea deal because fighting them could bankrupt you. And
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
a sad day.
McCloskey said that back then, that he was lucky that he had the financial means to fight the. I mean, I think people donated and helped him out too, which is
They did. It's just, this is bullshit that we have ideological judges and prosecutors that say, yeah, we don't care. We want to destroy your life because we're communists and that's our goal. We really don't care about your rights. And then you spend sometimes your entire life.
No, because Clay, they say they're all about your rights. So
yeah, and they always keep talking about a democracy that we don't have because we never had one. They can't even get that right. Oh yeah. So anyway, to me, this is kind of a semi-happy ending because in the end, they held their ground. They messed with the wrong people essentially, and they won. And now they're going to get their firearms finally back 5 years later. But at least they're getting them back. I do like what the author added here. He goes, I often think we are winning because of divine providence. The founders believed in God and divine providence. They faced long odds, fearful suffering, and horrendous sacrifice. But in the end, they triumphed. And that's true. Our founders, some of them lost their entire fortune, their entire livelihoods. I mean, they lost everything, but they knew that they were standing for something huge, and they weren't wrong. So there you go.
I'm going to put it right up here again. McCloskey, the man, there he is.
Hippity hoppity, get off
my pride. Even got the the golf shirt on there for him, right? I thought he had a pink one on actually. I
think he did, but I don't remember.
I don't care either. I love
pretty good though, huh? I do.
Got his glasses on there though.
You can't see because I didn't print it out in color, but here was his picture getting his gun back, and he was wearing his blue Trump.
Hey, good trigger discipline there.
Yeah. With his white shirt and his red tie, just like what I was wearing at the governor's ball. I mean, that's Trump made that famous.
Dougie says, sounds like a new challenge with the rope there. Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
we might have to figure something. All right. So, Clay, we're running short. We're going to go right into it. I think let's hit right into the happy ending chronicle here, shall we, my friend?
Sounds good.
About you coming out. So, this is from April 7, 2025, out of the, like told Clay here, City of Brotherly Love, Philly. They don't show each other a lot of love there, though, to be honest with you.
No, it's
early Thursday morning, April 7th, 2025, around 1:30 a.m. Philly police responded to a shooting inside a home on a 1600 block of South 18th Street in Philadelphia's Point Breeze neighborhood. Sounds beautiful, right?
Oh,
I live in Point Breeze, man. It's awesome there. When they arrive on the scene, they found a man lying unresponsive on the floor inside the home. He had suffered a single gunshot wound to the chest and showed no signs of life. Paramedics officially announced him dead at 1:44 a.m. That was pretty quick. The identity had not been released, but authorities confirmed he appeared to be in his 30s. The man who had fired the shot, according to police, is a 70-year-old homeowner who lived at the property. He remained at the scene after the incident and is cooperating with investigators. Police recovered a handgun from the home. No arrests have been made. At first, investigators were not sure what led to the shooting, but by noon the same day, police confirmed that the piece of shit who entered the home and during the burglary attempt, the homeowner shot him using his Second Amendment rights and making this a happy ending. Perfect. Investigators believe this was a case of self-defense. Of course it was. I mean, when a scumbag comes into your house, and whether he breaks in, Clay, or he just with the doors unlocked and comes in, right? And this blows my mind that Pennsylvania still has this. This is connected to Pennsylvania's castle doctrine law, which gives a person the right to use force, including deadly, inside their home if they believe someone is trying to cause serious harm or commit a felony. Oh, He didn't know that though, JD. Oh yeah, so just let him come in and then find out once you're a 70-year-old man and a 30-year-old guy gets a hold of you. Yeah. I mean, sometimes a 70-year-old guy's got some power to whoop ass, but most of the time, if you're 70 and they're in their 30s, you're in deep shit. So don't wait around. And the law protects homeowners who respond to threats inside their residence. Yeah, so that's awesome because that Pennsylvania still has that. I mean,
I'm sure. I'm surprised too, honestly.
Dougie says that door was locked for your protection. So happy ending. 70-year-old man still alive. 30-year-old scumbag dead, never breaking into a house ever again. He did society a favor, baby.
Awesome, man. He assumed room temperature and it will no longer be a threat.
That says almost a full moon packing how.
Oh, yeah, there we go. All right. Well, before we go here again, I want to throw this up here because it's coming up next week. And I know it's free advertising for them, but they got the Rods and Rock car show in Carson because I'm going to be there. It's going to be just across from where the Grant County Fairground is. It's Saturday, August 16th, 9 to 3 p.m., all mountain time. If you want to register, they do have a website you can go to as well. Just go ahead and search out the Rods and Rock car show in Carson, and it'll bring it right up. They don't have it's a Google site. I don't know, something about google.com. I don't know. Anyway, I don't do Google. Here it is. There's the flyer. And
Rods and rockcarshows.com.
If you do want this flyer, let me know, and I just send me an email at guns@gunsinthe701.com. And I will respond and send it.
You got a hole-in-one contest there, too. It says.
Yeah, and if you do it,
11:30 to 1:30.
$25,000 if you hit it, man.
If you don't care about your tires, they got a burnout contest at 12 p.m.
And it's $10 to get in, so not a big price, and you can bring anything in there. I mean,
you got the picture, man. Looks like a good crowd there.
Oh my goodness, you should see the cars, and then they got tractors and semis. They've expanded it to motorcycles. It's a lot of fun. It truly is. I do encourage you to get out there and do it. And I'm going to put my pickup up there and have it because I'm going up there for the fair anyway.
Make sure you get that banner, Guns of 701 banner on the back.
Take that. I've got my Farm Bureau stuff. I'll be getting the tickets on the Freedom Delivery Systems because we got 2 of them. I think you're going to love these 2. And I'll be set up there and enjoying the day and having my unrestored original 62 GMC.
Speaking about banners, Clay.
There we go.
Do we get something worked out with Gene? Maybe the banner's going to hang up here at the Dakota Territory Gun Collector Show for.
I think he's planning to do it because he's got one of our banners, or did we get it back?
Yeah, so if you're listening, Dakota Territory Gun Collectors Gun Show, September 13th and 14th, the Sheer Howe Event Center, 212 North Main Street in Mulbridge. Got something for everyone there. Mission $10. Get your chance to win Henry Lever Action Freedom Rod.
And we'll see. I actually, I can't be there. That's right. We have our annual meeting going on in Carson for Farm Bureau. So that's coming up too, September 13th. We'll have a flyer.
I may be doing some Bohomo in that weekend. So
yeah, I know. But if you're not, you should come down because it starts at 3:00 p.m. right there at the Carson Fairground or the Grant County Fairground. So we got an actual mounted shooting competition. Paul Metz is helping us with that. I don't know how many guys they got coming. It's going to be an actual competition. Afterwards, you can do a quick draw competition, and I mean anybody can. You throw $10 into the hat, that covers the ammo, and then 50% of that goes to the winner. And it's 5 balloons. You stand back to back. You're shooting your blanks at these 5 balloons. You got 6 shots. I know this sounds easy. Trust me, it's not, but it's a hell of a lot of fun. So you want to come up there and have a great afternoon. It's going to be probably a beautiful day in September there in the Grant County Fairgrounds right there in Carson, North Dakota. And afterwards, you can come to our Farm Bureau annual meeting. We're going to have a great meal. D&T Catering.
Tell Daryl I said Trump kicks ass.
I will do that. Maybe I'll just have a sticker I'll just put right on them. Anyway,
I don't have a... Go ahead, Clay.
Well, I was just saying, anyway, we got a great meal. It's going to be pulled pork and fixins and I think potato salad, macaroni. I mean, we have a good feast.
Beat that, man.
So, and it's free. There's nothing. If you want to donate, great. But if you want to join Farm Bureau, even better. But
just
come check it out.
Don't be a tight ass.
And we are trying to grow the Farm Bureau up there and do some things. I know at the fair we just decided at the meeting Monday, we're having cards printed up in Lemon here. We're gonna, for every 4-H kid They're going to go to the vendor there who I just talked to her, and she's a fantastic gal there. And she's going to take these cards and free ice cream from the North Dakota Farm Bureau in Grant and Sioux County for all the 4-H kids that attend. And they just go up and give her the card, and they get a big scoop, the way it sounds, of ice cream, any kind they want. So as long as she has it.
Lynette reminded me of something here. What's going on in Golden Valley, Clay? I don't have a picture of it on here, but you can look it up if you want on like Facebook. And I'm not sure. The Golden Valley Rally, that's August 16th and 17th. Golden Valley, North Dakota. Where's that at, JD? It's about 14 miles west of Beulah. August 16th. Like I said, the rural fire department's going to be serving burgers and brats at 11. Like, you can find the flyer here. There's going to be a big rodeo. I don't know when the rodeo starts here. I'm trying to find it, but Enzy runs at it. I'm trying to zoom in on this picture. I'll tell you what, I'll have it. Okay, August 17th, you're the Wayne Herman Invitational Extreme Bareback and Bronc Riding. That starts at 1 p.m. That's going to be just on the north side of Golden Valley, right where the school is. Like I said, the 16th, Fireman's Picnic, 11 to 3, a vendor show. They're going to have inflatables for the kids. And Clay's talking about car shows here. There's going to be one there, too. I guarantee you my Uncle Dean's going to have some cars. And that 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. car show and shine. No entry fee. If you're up there, you get yourself that's the 16th of August. Bring your car up, pick up whatever you got, like Clay's got. And 6 p.m., I've been to this before. It's awesome. Shootout bull riding. Tickets at the gate. Gate opens at 4 p.m. Calcutta, 5 p.m. Bulls Buck at 6 p.m. I think they're going to have somebody from Richardson there. The bar's coming up to serve beer. I don't know if probably got alcohol for all I know, but it's a good time. It's going to be a good time. It's, big party afterwards. So, hey, there's a lot of shit going on in August, Clayton.
There is. August.
When I say shit, I don't mean bad for all the people who watched our elk video. And what does crap mean?
Yeah. Saturday, August 16th and Sunday, August 17th. Golden Valley, North Dakota. Yep. All right.
What's Dougie got here? It was the same weekend as the pistol shoot. I'm confused. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, Axel.
All right.
Anyway,
so again, we are here every Wednesday night, 7:00 p.m. Mountain, 8 p.m. Central. Every Friday morning, Mitchell in the morning, 7:15 Mountain, 8:15 Central. Now, I got a pretty good one, I think, planned for him. I think it's going to be an unusual, not unusual. It's just going to be a different twist on our happy ending chronicle. I can tell you that. Hopefully, I have some updates on what happened with the 5 soldiers that were shot at the Fort Stewart Army base down there in Georgia. Georgia. Them gun-free zones are working real well, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, it's military base, Clay. What do you mean?
Yeah. And then I'm actually going to talk about on the radio, might as well, that this is National Shooting Sports Month, and we might as well have something on that. So I guess that's
if Governor put something out.
Yeah, I'll have to ask Kelly. We might have to ask him about that. Maybe he doesn't know, and that's not his fault because a lot of people don't know that. So
man, I got hard. Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. It was another fun episode, and of course, like we say every single week, keep your powder dry, everybody. Stay safe. Get out, shoot some guns, and I like what Skylar said. Eat some meat, wear some fur, and drink some milk. Guys, have a great weekend.